I got my water. I am
Yep,
all good to go.
we're good to go.
All right. So I do have a recap. So we will just we'll go through there.
Do it.
Okay. So
Um,
last time on Icewind Dale, the party decided to rest up for the night. They agreed that following the trail of the Pale Druid made the most sense. In the morning, they met with the new dockmaster Owen. He offered to lend two rowboats for the party. Brandon had Peanut transform into some sort of water cow while the other party members took the boats. And after a few hours of travel, they bumped into Longneck, who offered to guide them safely to the port of Lonelywood, their next destination. Once the party arrived, they decided to look for any clues or rumors about the druid. While exploring, Brandon overheard a conversation between two hunters about a large white moose. Apparently, the albino moose had been attacking villagers for the past few weeks, making it impossible to gather lumber from the nearby woods. The townspeople offered a reward for any who could take down the beast. However, most came back empty handed or dead. Brie found what appeared to be an abandoned inn that had several guards patrolling around it. There were some rumors that the place was haunted, and eventually the party decided to track down the townspeople for more details. Nimsy was a kind older woman who explained that the moose had been a menace in the town. She explained that if the moose was not dealt with, soon the town would be in quite a lot of danger. And she also explained that the abandoned inn's owner was found hanging from the rafters. Officially, it was considered a suicide, however, many believe it was actually a cover up for a murder. The party agreed to hunt down the moose before they left to pick up some of Billy Bonka's rainbow chocolate TM from Dimsy. So there's a bunch of chaos chocolate they all have that could cause surges of wild magic, which they learned after Ragnar took a bite out of one. While Brandon and Ragnar gathered supplies, Tally, Eden, and Bree decided to go investigate the abandoned inn. While Bree was exploring, she didn't find any ghosts to the relief of Eden, who was terrified of them. She instead found herself recalling a memory. She remembered that her home, where she used to live, had a crack in the window, similar to this place. Eventually, the party began their hunt in the nearby woods. Strangely, Brandon picked up the tracks that were incredibly hard to follow, almost as if there was some sort of magic making it hard to follow the footprints. As they followed the trail, they encountered what looked like a banshee like being. It seemed to be searching for someone. As they began the fight, they discovered that it was Tally's mom and her ghostly form having tethered itself to the woods. After Brandon cut down the Banshee's form, they decided that they would wait to deal. They would wait until they've dealt with the moose to tell Tally what they had found. Moving deeper into the woods, the party discovered an ancient tomb that seemed hidden by magic, giving Brandon so much trouble. They also found six statues of what looked like ragged tribe members. Each statue represented a different clan: the wolf, elk, tiger, bear, eagle, and walrus. Bree recognized all of them except the walrus and the eagle statues. As they began to investigate, Brandon found a nearby door that seemed to be locked via magical means. Using his new knock boots, he kicked it down with ease. And as he walked inside the deep, cavernous room, he was shocked to find both a pale-skinned druid, Ravasheen, and the albino moose. Ravasheen, fueled by an unbridled rage towards Brandon, began the fight. There were some dicey moments when Ravasheen cast Cone of Cold, knocking out Ragnar and killing Peanut. However, as the fight went on, Brandon was able to knock Ravasheen to the ground, while Ragnar dealt the killing blow with another devastating blast of fire. With both the moose and Ravasheen dead, Brandon seemed hell-bent on making sure the body of Ravasheen could not be resurrected. Eden questioned Brandon on what he could have done to cause such ire towards him. However, he remained tight-lipped, and this did not sit well with Eden. Eventually, the party decided to take the body of Ravasheen and build a proper pyre outside the tomb. And as the body burned, Bree and Eden had a conversation. Eden expressed to Bree that she no longer trusted Brandon after his actions, and Bree said that Brandon seemed like a reasonable man and there should be some reason or some explanation for this. And as the party watched the ashes of Ravasheen float towards the open sky, a severely tense atmosphere lingered amongst them. and we begin. So it is essentially
We
it's
got some
still
drama.
there's a little bit of drama.
Hmm.
The pyre has successfully burned, so the body of Ravisheen um, is has been taken care of in quotes. Um, the big things to consider now is you haven't fully explored the tomb. Um, Also, technically, Brandon, if you want to bring Peanut back, you're going to have to do a ritual, which should be on your
Yeah.
character sheet. So
Yep.
you can consider doing that as well.
That's here.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I would like we did well cut off her head. I think.
No, he didn't specifically
Yeah,
stop
we,
that.
Yeah, we burned. Well, no, we burned her over. We burned her.
The body's
Body.
gone.
She's
Yeah.
dead. And
Yeah.
I guess I have no like ties to this
We did.
lady.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
We did cut off the head of the moose though, right? So we can bring it
Yes.
back.
Yes.
All right.
So we
Yes.
have the.
That's
the head and
that's
then-
currently hanging off
Yeah.
the saddle of Cream Puff.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I will return to where Peanut's body is. I can spend a spell slot to bring
Yeah.
Peanut back. Actually, hang on. Do I even have a spell slot? Let's make sure of that first. 'Cause if I
You-
don't, I can.
You do
I
that.
do not.
I'll try.
I need a long rest to bring Peanut back.
Oh no.
Oh no. You can collect
It's up
the
to
stuff
you.
on Peanut. And
Well, what you might actually be able to do is, honestly, you could probably just rest here
Yeah.
for the night if you want to. I feel like Eden might not want to be near a certain party member at this point.
It's okay. I think Eden would just no, she would be fine, like staying with the party. It's just if we're going to rest here, she won't join. She'll stay up and watch all night.
Right. Okay. Okay. So as far as like other places that you haven't checked out, you do see the brazier up ahead. There is
I'll go check the brazier.
there's also a staircase over here as well that leads to a sort of upper area that you haven't explored yet. Um,
It's pretty big.
Doink.
yep.
I'll go check the brazier. See
Okay.
what's what.
So as you go to the it's sort of like a marble gazebo, and in the middle of this gazebo sits an unlit stone brazier. It's a bowl 20 inches in diameter. The brazier is full of snow and pine needles that the winds have swept away from the gazebo's polished marble floor. The brazier is adhered to the marble floor, and it can't really be budged. I will say, Ragnar, you're over there. You can make an Arcana check on the brazier if you want to.
I'll do it. I'll also cast a spell on myself because I just realized I only have 7 hit points.
Oh dear.
Yeah, 10.
And you just this
Is it
burst of
Brie?
healing energy.
Yeah, and then I'll go back to 17. At least I'm not one shot dead. And then I'll try to Arcana 19. Oh, it's
19.
Nice.
better than I expected.
So you're definitely looking at this. You're definitely looking at this brazier at the moment, and you get the sense like it possibly is linked to something here. You do feel that like magical essence coming from it.
lit it
You
up,
definitely think
I guess.
if something were you can definitely try and lit it up, but the thought crosses your mind you may need to burn something specific in the brazier for it to do something.
Okay.
What that is, you don't know. That might require more exploring, though.
Okay.
Something tells me that it's not a steaming pile of buffalo poop.
Yeah.
Nope, I don't think that's gonna work.
All right. if
Also,
nothing else-
I was gonna say, Eden, are you inspecting the moon dial?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Before I turn on my lantern, I'd like to see if like there's anything that lights up the room. So that
Yeah.
Oh, the moon
so
dial
that the
itself.
dial will work, you know.
I would say for you specifically, you can either make a nature or investigation check on this dial.
Okay. Both things I'm extremely good at.
I believe in you. You got
It's
this.
good. It's fine. It's all good.
I'm a tap in. 14. That's
Nice. That's
not
14's
bad.
That 14's pretty good. You get the sense that this moon dial actually might be used to activate or unlock things, possibly. You see all the different faces of the moon. The biggest thing that you're realizing is a little bit of a struggle is that you need moonlight to be able to use this thing. And because of the timing of the day, because you guys left in the beginning of the morning, so it's almost quote unquote sunset, where basically you're going to have no light. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that the moon is out, because the
Yeah.
moon is coming out when it's actually
later.
late in the
Yeah.
evening.
Yeah.
So it's up to you, but that actually might be something to consider if you guys are going to stay here.
Yeah.
Unless you have any creative means of creating moonlight.
What is my magic axe again? What is that called? Because I know it creates light.
It's moon touch.
Oh, is it a
sword,
is
but,
Is
it's a
it
moon
moonlight?
touch?
but it doesn't specify
Huh.
as moonlight. I don't know if the well.
No,
then
but it's
again,
moon.
Yeah.
It's moon touched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
isn't it?
there's a thought that you might be able to do something if you're very creative with your lighting right now.
All right, Brandon.
Try it.
Yeah, sure. I'll pull out my axe, which I have meticulously cleaned off of all the gore from the previous fight, and I will activate it. And
All right.
moonlight shines upon the dial.
Okay.
Is there something that will open up depending on like which moon phase it's pointed towards? Will
Well,
something
that's-
change?
That's my question.
will change. I will
Which face are you pointing it towards?
I
Mm.
will just walk in a loop around it
Oh, okay.
until
You
something
just-
happens.
Okay, that's one way. To
All
Okay.
right.
That's actually.
Well,
Enemies open up.
press
we don't
all
have
the
any-
buttons.
Yeah, press all the little buttons until something happens.
Oh dear.
Well, I'll say that in the order you did this, you did the half moon one.
Yep.
And the half moon one, as you kind of like light it up, you do hear oh yeah, because you did the half moon one. As you do the half moon one, you hear almost the faint sound of something just deeper within the caverns where you fought Ravisheen. Just go. And then as you move it off, you hear kind of go like the same sound again.
Wait,
And
so
as
does
you
that
hit,
mean something opened and closed
Yeah,
again?
then closed.
Yeah.
Probably.
and then
Probably.
as you hit the full moon inscription, you hear a different sound, but it sounds more like a. It's kind of like a weird sound that you
A whoosh
can't like
sound.
put a pin on, but it's different. It's not the same as the half moon
yeah.
inscription.
Got it. You know what?
And then you move over there, and then that sound before.
Yeah, I'll just say, Brandon, can you just step on the half moon one? Like, just hold on to it for a sec.
Yep.
Okay. We'll follow the sound, I guess.
All right. So as you walk in, you have noticed there are two little areas over here and over
I can't
here.
see shit.
Yeah.
Can I open light, please?
I will.
Oh, do you not have any lights?
Well,
I have a lantern.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have light right now. Hold on, I'm gonna fix that.
It's on the token probably. So I think you need to activate her dynamic.
Dynamic lighting vision gives
Yes.
you
30 feet.
field. Oh, there we go. That's what I got. Okay, limit the field revealed of the token. So you should have like a. It's a lantern. Should be like maybe like 15, 20 feet.
Let me take a look. D&D 2024
Okay.
lantern range.
Oh, 30-foot
30
radius.
Yeah, 30-foot radius
Okay.
and a dim light for
Of
30
iridescent lights because it's reflecting off of your
Yep.
armor. Okay, so we'll
So,
do.
Okay. Is that this one?
Let's see. Can you see now, Cherry?
Everything's dark.
Okay.
I said 30 feet though. Gives the ability to see if there's limit the field of vision for the token. Oh, okay. I don't want to limit the field of Oh, okay, token emits light. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now can you see?
Everything went darker.
Can you know what? Can you refresh? And then sometimes I think it's
Yeah. I'll refresh.
I'm like, what is happening? I'm like giving you the opposite of light.
Darkness. Yes.
Nope.
Still no?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Then
All right,
some-
give me a second.
Take it
Give
down.
this something to think about anyway. Okay.
You know what?
Now.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
was
Wait,
just
I need to
about
take
say
a
you can,
screenshot of
like, you can take
this
a look
thing.
at my token and see what's been done because I can see. Yeah.
No, I think it's because I had another swatch, like one of the buttons clicked, and I think that's why.
Okay.
But now you should have 30 feet of.
Thank you.
So
bright
which
lights.
direction is the sound coming from? Is it here?
You heard two sounds. One over here.
Yeah, this one is
And-
it the half moon one?
Give me 1 second.
Take your time.
Yeah, honestly, it's both. You actually see almost like fresh dust having fallen from the stone doors here, and it's simply if you just push them, you should be able to get into them.
All right.
Let's escort the party.
Yeah, further split the party. I'll push
Yeah.
this door.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Party.
All right. What's over there? Okay, so we'll say you guys open it around the same time.
Okay.
Ragnar, you open this door,
Okay.
and inside you see, first off, the stone door of the tomb is engraved with a white semicircle, with its rounded edge facing towards the right. The door is locked from the outside. But you have successfully able to do the moon puzzle to be able to get in. The circular chamber has an intricately carved dome ceiling, 20 feet high. A beam of light shines down from the top of the dome, illuminating a rectangular stone sarcophagus. The light that shines down upon the sarcophagus is a minor magical effect that you think could maybe be dispelled. It's up to you. And you just see a very large sarcophagus that is closed up, but could be opened. It is up to you. What would you like to do, Ragnar?
I don't have to spell magic, so can I tell? Is there something sealed inside?
Wait, I'm
with-
going
by
here
the
just so that
magic?
I can see.
Yeah.
You can make an investigation check. Absolutely.
I'll try to do that. Let's hope it works. Hold on. Investigation. Please be good. 16. Not bad.
16. You think it could be opened. It's not like locked or anything like that. You think you just have to push it open, which it might take a little bit with your amazing strength score, but you should be able to do it on your own.
Can I? Okay. I'll try something. I'll try detect magic first, using
Okay.
ritual to detect what's on the sarcophagus. I don't want to trigger some deadly magical trap or shit. So
Okay.
yeah, detect magic. What's
As you cast detect magic, other than like the moonlight that is being placed on the sarcophagus, you don't sense anything else. At least as far
Can
as
I
if you're
give it a kick to open it?
well, right now the problem is that if you move, the doors are getting locked.
Wouldn't only the sword need to be there, or the axe rather?
I mean, if you plant it in the snow,
something might take it, and we might get
the
locked
other thing
behind
also
them.
the other thing also is that I'm assuming you have like a torch out, because technically you need to reflect light off of your great axe onto the moon dial to do this. It can't just be
No.
like
No, the
any
moon touch
normal
sword
light.
can emit light by itself.
Moontouch Axe emits light on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's sorry, my bad. So yeah, I would argue that somebody needs to be holding it.
Brie, hold this.
Smart, yes.
Yeah, how's that gonna go? How's that go, Brandon?
Oh yeah, because you just. Oh my god.
I like
just had an
idea.
argument.
I like the idea that Brandon just completely just deleted that whole interaction with Eden like 2
Within his
seconds.
mind. Nope, that never
It was like,
happened.
I did nothing wrong. I mean, you know what I'll say? Guess who can hold it? Brie.
Yeah, Brie can hold it. Because I need to. Because if I'm going to be moving, I need. And Brie is also not. Brie's player's not here, so Brie can.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah,
something
Brie can.
useful.
That seems reasonable enough to me. Brie
No,
can
we're
do
just
that.
laughing because last session was like intense.
Don't know if that's
I
peanuts.
am
Rest in
deleted.
peace. So it's in here, right?
Yes.
Where I'm standing.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Here. Can you? Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So
So-
Brandon is gonna walk over. Is gonna go over. He's gonna because he's got
don't-
multiple weapons.
Yeah.
He's got his bow and arrow out ready to go. He's gonna give the thing a good kick and
Good.
cast knock
Okay.
from my boots of knocking.
So your knock is once per day.
Oh, we
Oh,
already
well,
used it
then-
on the first door.
However,
Right.
you do kick it, and the stone slab falls to the ground. It seems like it was not magically locked by any means.
I will
but
lean back just in
inside
case.
a creature, no. Inside the sarcophagus is a withered corpse of what appears to be an elf in tattered robes. And as the sarcophagus is opened, a rush of air kind of disturbs the cadaver's robes, which have mostly crumpled to dust. It's almost as if the cold air coming in is like finally was the nail in the coffin on this body's like durability. And inside you see an unstrung bow. You see 6 silvered arrowheads.
Okay.
And you also see a wooden cup with a winged fish etched into the side.
You know what?
I'll
Brandon
get
can
the
always
wooden
use silver arrows.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You take the bow and arrow. I'll just grab the cup to see what it
Yep.
does because I don't detect anything foul. So yeah.
I'll say so. Brandon, you can add 1 unstruck bow. This is just a short bow, so you can add an extra short bow to your inventory, and the 6 silvered arrowheads. So we'll say, for the purposes of this, you have 6 silver arrows.
Yep.
And I will say this to save time. Ragnar, as you inspect the cup, you kind of confirm also with your detect magic that there is nothing really magical about this cup. It perhaps has more sentimental value to the person inside.
Ooh, it's an artifact.
Maybe it could be something old and have some history to it. So it's up to you what you do with it. And as you are doing that, Eden, this door.
Wait. However,
Oh,
where did
yes.
the magic come from, though?
Yeah.
In the sarcophagus thingy.
Oh, that was it seemed
From
like
the dome itself.
from at the ceiling of the dome. there was a beam of moonlight that was cast onto a beam of moonlight that was cast onto the sarcophagus, and you think it was more for like ceremonial or
Oh, okay.
reasons. Because as you may have guessed, like the people who created this tomb had a lot of respect for the moon, and perhaps
Mm.
even in death they wanted to be shrouded in moonlight.
Mm.
And as you open the door, Eden, you see a couple things of interest. Um, this stone door to this tomb is engraved with a white semicircle, the half moon, with the round edge facing towards the left. Um, and you see inside a circular chamber that has intricately carved dome ceiling 20 feet high. A beam of light shines down from the top of the dome, illuminating the rectangular stone sarcophagus similar to the other one. However, you do notice that it looks like someone has turned this tomb into living quarters, as evidenced by a rack of drying herbs and an unfurled bedroll besides the sarcophagus.
Ravishing. Like they did this.
And
Yep.
inside, weirdly, you see what appears to be a almost like a shrub that is kind of like moving on its own.
Ew.
It's very bizarre. However, it does not seem hostile at the moment.
Um, I will not open the sarcophagus actually. You guys can do that if you want. I will respect the dead.
I will try to
Uh,
take a look with detect magic first, and then if I
Okay.
have to move, I'll just use mage hand, I guess.
I'm gonna touch the shrub.
Detect magic.
Okie
Straight up.
dokie.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. As you go to kind of like reach your hand towards the shrub, there's this moment of like fear as it seems like it is sentient. However, it kind of looks at your welcoming, kind-hearted expression, and you see the shrub almost like generate a hand that's made out of like branches and twigs, and it immediately spawns what appears to be two good berries.
Ooh.
Huh.
Wait, is it
You seem like a nice shrub.
Is it an awakened shrub or something? Like, you
Possibly.
know. Okay, I would just
That's
say.
interesting.
Yeah.
You can make a nature check, Ragnar.
I'm terrible at those, but sure. 8.
Some.
That's a
sort
cool
of living
shrub.
Yeah, that's cool. Hey, can I get another
All right.
berry? Just asking. That's pretty cool.
Okay, I will make a nature check on my own.
Do
then.
it, do it, do it.
Yeah,
Well,
sure. You can
Yeah,
make
yeah.
a nature check as well.
As long as everybody's making checks.
No, do it. You do it.
Not very good at these. Let's see
You are a
here.
ranger. You should be good at these.
16.
Yeah, there we go.
Way better.
You have definitely figured out that this is an awakened shrub.
Huh.
Yeah, that's Ravishing's friend, probably.
Yeah. However, I will
It's
say
needed
this. I will say this. You definitely get the vibe that this thing is definitely non-hostile. It's not going to be attacking you or anything
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Got it.
It could be essentially like a pseudo like familiar to Ravisheen, if
Aw.
anything. And it kind of just
Can it talk?
just it doesn't talk. However, it does kind of like have a couple like leaves that it kind of shakes a little bit as you enter. It's almost like it's seeing Brandon, big bulk man, and like walk inside, kind of scares it a little bit, and actually kind of goes to hide behind you, Eden.
Okay.
Don't worry, that's my party mate.
Yeah, he's just gonna say, it's fine.
I wonder if I message it, will it respond? I'll try to
Ooh.
message it. Yeah.
You're gonna try and message it?
Yeah, it's just like, okay, we did.
Yeah, you can try. Go for it.
Yeah, I used message, and I messaged it saying we did ended ravishing, but well, she jumped at us. So, and besides, she tried to murder the people.
Let us see. 1 second.
Oh, that's interesting. As long as he speaks one language I know, it can respond
Common.
with message. Yeah. I know
Uh,
Draconic and Elvish.
yes,
And
it does, because it does
nice.
technically know one language known by its creator, which would be common.
Sweet.
So it does know common.
Yes.
So it does say very, very, in very, like, simple English. It says, pale one, scary,
Aww.
gave food as requested,
Aww.
scared to leave tomb. And it just kind of shakes its branches a little bit.
Well, she's gone, so you could technically just leave. Like, well, we ended her, so I'll tell that to the others as
shrub.
well, yeah. Like,
Yeah, the shrub kind of like, kind of adjusts and moves a little bit, and immediately it does like seem like it does want to
Leave?
consider leaving. However, it will walk over to Ravisheen and it will spawn a couple more berries as thanks.
No.
Yeah.
However, as it's making its way, it gets a little bit scared of you. Are you letting it go by?
I will step aside and let it go by. Yeah.
It's just
And
like,
as it goes for the door, it does a final little shh towards
Take-
the party,
I'll message
Take
her
care.
saying just like, take care, like you're free.
and it rolls into the nature. Probably thankful that it
survived.
it can leave.
Yeah. I'll immediately take those berries from Ravishing.
Yeah.
No longer needing it. Yeah.
You can take the
Uh,
good berries for sure.
Did Ravisheen like leave anything in her belongings?
Well, we did.
You
try
can
to
definitely
search.
investigate.
We
Well,
did search.
I will say
last time.
everybody make an investigation check in this room.
Okay.
Let's start with that.
Investigation. 19.
not
Yes.
good at those.
Aha.
Brandon is watching the thing leave.
Yep.
He's not paying. He's not giving it his voting. He wants to make sure that the brush does not come back. He does not trust Ravishing.
It's not biting your ass.
Well,
All
to be
right.
fair, he thought he had put his past behind him, and apparently not.
So, I would say, yeah, Eden and Brandon, you're kind of having trouble finding anything hidden. You're definitely finding like basic supplies, right? Like it seems
Yeah.
like food and a couple things that she had. She definitely was using this place as a living quarters. Ragnar, you're the one to kind of pick up on had tucked away a very, very like rough version of a map of Icewind Dale.
Okay.
And there were a couple of circles around some of the nearby 10 towns, specifically Lonelywood, Tourmaline, Bryn Shander, and whether or not she had plans to send awakened creatures in that general direction. That thought definitely crosses your mind. No journal or anything like that. But you do look at the sarcophagus as the last thing you haven't opened up. And I'm
I'll
assuming
open it
you
up.
push it open.
Yep.
And as you push it open, you see inside what a couple things. You see the contents of a herbalism kit are actually spread across the top of the sarcophagus. Actually, the first thing, I apologize, I forgot to mention this. You think that she was actually using the top of it as like a work table, like a druidic one. And as you push the lid of the sarcophagus open, this horrible stench of decay hits you. And inside, you see for a moment, a brief moment, you're confused, but you see the rotting corpse of what looks like someone very similar to Ravishing. And
Okay.
We
I would
faced
say
a
Family
projection of her. This
member?
is her real body.
Yeah. Wait.
make a medicine check, everybody.
Okay. I'm terrible at those. Let's see. Medicine.
16,
Yeah.
22, 19. We're doing pretty good.
Nice.
All right.
High rolls,
High
baby.
rolls. I will say, everybody, you are able to deduce. It's not an astral projection or anything crazy like that. You do deduce that this most likely was
A family?
a twin,
Oh. Okay.
and
Oh.
at some point, this twin must have died, and perhaps Ravishing put the body of her twin inside the sarcophagus, and has kept watch over the dead.
Kind of feel like I understand. I'm connecting the dots. Maybe that's why she's like mad at the people.
The thought crosses your mind that perhaps something happened to her twin sister that led to her very
Rampage.
hateful rampage. However, you do also find Ragnar tucked under a corpse. Under the corpse is a sharkskin pouch
Okay.
that contains two crystal vials. One is a potion of resistance, specifically radiant, so you can add that to your inventory. And the other is a potion of vitality.
Potion of resist. Okay. Radiant. Potion of
Okay.
vitality. Okay.
And that is what you find in this room at the moment.
All right.
Of
I'm assuming. Oh, did you have something you wanted to do, Eden?
No, I'm probably just gonna leave this room.
Okay, fair enough.
skin.
Yeah.
Pouch.
So as you guys end up leaving this room at the moment, there is only a couple things left to explore. I will say this, Eden, you're the first one to kind of pick up over in this direction. You see what appears to be a sort of like mirror. It's
Mirror.
a mirror stone frame glows with silvery scintillating light. And right now, what you find interesting is that it seems dormant. It seems like it's just a regular old mirror tucked away in this cavern. However, you do see what it seems to be a symbol above it, that of the full moon.
All right. Detect
Okay.
magic.
Hmm.
Doink.
Yeah, absolutely. You detect a what would be the school of magic? Give me a second. I'm gonna find. Load, damn it, please.
Fuck. Ow.
Divination.
Ooh.
Divination.
And I would say you, Ragnar, you think that possibly this could be sort of a pseudo crystal ball, if anything,
Interesting.
possibly used for spying on stuff. You kind of consider the thought that perhaps Ravishing was using this to help track things or direct the moose in specific directions.
Okay.
So you do try and move it, and it is very solidly affixed to the wall. So it is not going anywhere.
All right.
By the way,
Yes.
what symbols were on the doors that Ragnar and Eden looked at?
The half moon. The one that's above you is the full moon.
Oh, then we
Okay.
should.
So
switch
you
to
all
full moon.
you're gonna ask Brie to move to the full moon.
Yeah. A little bit to the full moon, please. I yelled.
All right.
You hear her move, and that sound that you heard earlier, and it's like a magical shimmer goes over the mirror, and for the time being, you see what appears to be glimpses of the forest,
Okay.
glimpses of the town, Lonelywood. You see what appears to be Tally on the dockside, writing in some sort of journal. It does seem like you get a glimpse of the old gnomish lady who was running the shop. So it seems like, yeah, absolutely. This seems like it has a scry radius for sure.
Is this mirror like directed by our thoughts, or does it just like keep going
Yeah.
without our direction?
Yeah. Does it operate on itself?
It seems like you could direct this
Okay.
to a certain extent, but it would require some attunement
Okay.
to the device. So it's up to you. You could try and use this if you wanted to. You do think that perhaps it might not have the craziest range that other such scrying scrying magical items would have.
Okay.
Fair enough. But this also gives me the thought, like, why did Ravishing decide to hunker up down here instead of anywhere else in
Yeah,
Icewind Dale?
she needs this to
Mhm.
spy on us. Well, on the people of 10 towns, I guess.
Well, I'm actually not curious. What is the exact radius of this thing?
Yeah, what's
That
the
would
farthest
work.
that we can find actually with this?
If you just let it kind of go through the slideshow, it does multiple different places in what you think is the woods, and it hits Lonely Wood, and a couple like obscure parts of like the tundra outside of Lonely Wood, but I would say you get the sense that this this does not really go past the woods by far.
Oh.
It hits the town for sure. And it hits a couple spots that are outside of the woods, so you kind of get like little glimpses of like the exterior of the woods itself, but it does not seem like it extends that. The thought does cross your mind that perhaps she used this as a way to protect herself.
Yeah.
Obviously,
cam,
the thought.
basically.
Yeah, a spy cam essentially, but also the thought, specifically you, Brandon, you think that if she had plans for the other 10 towns and she ever considered that there was going to be a retaliation, she would want to have some sort of like defense set up.
Okay.
The thought crosses your mind that she could have just found this, because this is an ancient
Yeah, it
area.
might not be her doing.
So,
It might just be the place where the the tribal members try to protect the their places.
So she might have discovered this at some point and was using this as a base of operations.
Okay.
All right.
So, so as you kind of like consider that, that's kind of there's only really one last place you haven't explored, which is just the staircase,
Yeah,
which
the
is just
center.
up top here.
And also,
Shall we?
we didn't find what's lighting up the brazier. So,
Well,
do I?
may want to go
Maybe
and
it's up there.
Yeah.
may want to go explore there.
Yeah. Let's
So you
I guess.
take the stairs
Which
and
direction are we going?
do.
Just looking. Oh, this one.
All right.
Yeah, I think I know. Is it this one?
So Eden, are you climbing up the stairs here?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little bit icy, but luckily you're pretty well footed with your gear. As you climb up, you see atop the eastern berm a granite sarcophagus rests in a half circle defined by 5 crystal pillars. You kind of like clear the snow off the lid, and it reveals the engraving of a brazier. You also notice what appears to be the carving near the top of each pillar from north to south. These images depict a twig, a pine clone, a flame, a feather, and a humanoid hand.
Twig, pine, cone,
A feather, you say.
feather. Sorry,
And,
one more time.
I just posted it in the
cool.
chat.
Oh, thanks,
That's
man.
better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I was like, I
Yeah,
rattled
it's
off a
little bit-
list.
yeah.
So
A twig, a pine cone, a flame, a feather, and a humanoid hand. Holy shit, humanoid hand. Well, we
luckily,
know who's to cut.
you do know that in the sarcophagus, the one with the long bow,
Yeah,
there was a humanoid hand.
and
All right.
Okay.
we can always cut Ravishing Sand. Well, we burned her hand.
She's
burned.
gone.
Yeah, but- you know what? We'll go find. Well, we
Are you
have
gonna
to-
collect all the stuff?
Yeah, we're gonna. I don't know where can we find. Oh, we can get a feather from Cream Puff
Cream Puff.
and a twig. I
Cream
think
Puff's gonna look at you. Yeah, Cream Puff's gonna look at you, Ragnar, and Cream Puff's going.
You drop feathers like crazy. Come on. One feather is
Make
fine.
it. Rank
You know
it
what?
in a
You know
handling
what? No,
check.
You know what? I will put a good berry on my hand. See, this is a magic.
Okay, now you get to make it with advantage.
Yeah, I will use persuasion actually. Yes, and with my high persuasion roll, I think I'm fine. Yay! With a
23.
Let's
He
go.
takes a nibble of the berries, and you can
Yeah.
pluck a feather.
Yes.
Um,
I actually
but you
plucked
do
another.
you do gather all the materials, and perhaps burning it in the brazier down below.
Yep,
That might do something.
I will do it.
So who is going to be near the sarcophagus, and who's at the brazier?
You know
I am
what?
at the sarcophagus to
it's
collect
fine.
the hand.
I will just use Mage Hand to drop the stuff in the brazier. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
It should be. 30 feet from there, right? I'll just. Go
Yeah, I think you can just you can drop it, and you're gonna make a quick spark.
Yep.
Okay. So this is what happens. As you light the pine cone, the twig, the feather, and
wait.
oh,
Oh yeah.
sorry, yes?
Justin said that he was able to fix the
Well, you can come,
audio
like,
in his.
Just.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he
yeah.
can join later.
Sure,
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
do it.
that's fine.
Fine.
That's fine. That works out
That's
perfect
fair.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like he'll just enter when he.
Yeah, I
enters.
mean,
Just let us know.
because here's the good news. I don't have any obligations for the rest of the day. So if he shows up later and the session goes a little longer, that's great.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. I don't have to pivot as badly as I thought.
We can tell. That's why we're doing the exploration.
Hooray! Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happens. Here's what happens. You light the brazier and all the ingredients inside, and the sarcophagus lid begins to move, and inside, rising from the sarcophagus, you see a
Oh, no.
tethered body with like rags and dead skin, long elvish ears, and you see what appears to be a hold on, where are you? There we go.
Why do
A
we
sort
burn
of
it
like
without thinking?
an undead creature. However, interestingly enough, it rises and it looks straight towards Ragnar and goes, "Finally, I have been arisen from my ancient slumber. Who has freed Sarhanar?" Who are you?
Sarhanar?
Ragnar.
Sarnar.
Yeah, Sar.
Ragnar! Hey, Sarnar and Ragnar. And you see, like, at first you're thinking, like, this would be, like, a fight, but he just kind of walks out and he says, "Pleasure to meet you, Ragnar." And he just grabs your hand.
Pleasure is. Wait, hold on. Okay, fine. Hold on a second. So, I want to just, like, show me this guy, but who? Well, okay, how are you still conscious and not attacking? And
I just took a nap.
You just took a nap.
Oh,
Why?
yeah, he was just an EP guy.
And then he looks at his skin and goes, "Oh, oh, jeez, oh,
Took a nap in the wrong place.
Yeah, dude.
oh, I've been. Am I dead?"
Okay.
Oh, by the way, Brandon, have you joined the party? By the way.
Yeah, Brandon is, he's more like looking at Peanut, and he's getting ready to make
Okay, that's fine.
the
That's fine.
ritual to.
Okay, yeah.
I'll say you're working on that while this transpires. So Eden and Ragnar, you're looking at Sarnar, and he just goes, "Well, that's kind of a bummer."
I message
Uh,
Eden. It's like, so can you, I don't know, detect, like, if it's evil or something? Or, like, if it's playing dumb? Like, do you have that kind of... You're Paladin, right? You have the detect something.
You have detect intent.
Yeah.
That is called insight. I'm pretty sure everybody gets that.
You're not there.
Sure.
Raven, you're not there.
Sure. You know what? Yeah, sure.
Are you gonna
in, like,
cast
a rest or something?
Are you gonna cast the magical spell of the insight check?
I'll straight up ask him. So, how you been? What's life like? How's the undeath?
I can't complain really. I was stuck in a box for. Wait, what year is it?
Well,
What year is
what
it?
is it? Like, it's up to the DM. We don't know.
I was really hoping that you guys would answer that. No, it's okay. I got it somewhere. Hold on. Hold your horses.
Hold on.
Your horses.
If a challenge accepted.
No.
Hold on.
No. I'm gonna get there before you.
Challenge accepted.
Okay, it's 1489.
Okay.
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 All right.
I
I will say it's 1489. And
It's 1489, you say?
Yes. And when
Ugh.
did you go to sleep? I mean,
That was probably around the year 500. So
the fuck?
Whoa.
it's been a bit. Ooh, that's almost like what 1,000 years almost.
Almost.
Hey, you look great.
Oh, thank you. You look fantastic. I love your armor. It gleams like rainbows.
Thanks.
Okay.
And
So-
weirdly, this guy's pretty chill,
Yeah.
which is very bizarre. Oh, there is one thing I forgot to mention, and I'm just gonna say this because it's part of the module, because it's so freaking ridiculous.
Part of the module? I thought you made this.
No, this is a detail that I read, and I was like, that's hilarious. You get the sense that the magic and the materials used to preserve the mummy, the mummy.
Oh, it's a mummy.
It is a mummy. Have the effect, and you guys both notice at this particular moment that he smells of pumpkin spice.
What?
And I read that and I was like, why? But I'm just gonna roll with it. So yeah, he does smell like pumpkin spice.
Why? Oh my god.
That was literally my. There's literally nothing about this guy that explains why he would smell of pumpkin spice, but
Okay.
it's just there. It's
I was
a
just plainly
detail.
ask him. I was just like, so dude, like, Sahnar, you know why you smell like
Yes.
pumpkin pie? Like spice?
Well,
Did
if
someone
I had to
bake you?
guess.
Like,
No, nobody baked me. God no. My favorite food was pumpkin pie, and I loved pumpkin spice lattes. I mean, who doesn't like pumpkin spice lattes? And I must have been buried with the things that I loved the most, and probably why I smell this way.
okay, you remember why you were? Because you said you fell asleep, so you remember your past. Well, your life past undead.
My memory is a little hazy at the moment. Maybe I was something important
I
to
look
someone
at,
here.
I look at his like outfit. Does he look like someone with high power or something? You know, like high status.
You do see that he has ragged, like kind of like symbols and like sort of like trinkets that are on his gear.
Is it like
And
a
the
lot, like, you know, those high status people will wear when they're buried?
I would honestly say with with the things that Brie has described, um, it does look like he might be somebody of high power and note. I know Bree is not here for this, but Bree is probably clocking the fact that if he can get his memory back, she might actually be able to get a lot of details about the Reged tribes.
Hey yo.
Well,
So
too bad. I don't care about Reggae Tribe. I would just have...
Hey.
do you have any magic items?
So Eden, you were saying? Sorry, I laughed over your voice.
My dude. Hey.
Yes.
Do you have anything you want to do tonight? It's your first night of undeath. Want to chill with us?
I would certainly love to chill with you, my dudes.
Yeah.
Do you have any wait, I was gonna say food, but it looks like I don't need to eat. Oh, there's a fire. Let's go get warm near the fire.
Don't burn yourself.
Sure.
I will not burn. Oh God. Oh jeez. And he starts like, you know, rolling around in the snow and immediately goes out. But for the purposes of this, Sahnar is going to be kind of hanging out with you.
Okay.
He seems incredibly friendly.
Nice.
But as that insanity is going on, Brandon, you reach out to the body of Peanut, and you
I need an extended rest to bring him back, just so you know.
Okay, so I will say for the purposes of this, if people want to start making camp here,
Yeah.
they absolutely can.
We'll
Let's do
just
it.
make camp by the brazier. Like, it's a natural fire
Yep,
source.
it keeps you warm, and you see like Sahnar is intrigued by Cream Puff, as he kind of like, you know, looks at him and kind of like enjoys his company. But for the purposes of this, a long rest will be given so you can heal up. Take your long
Yay.
rest. Brandon's going to be using this time to probably start the healing process with Peanut.
Yep.
And now, let us see. As Slumber, now you guys are taking watches, but Slumber is going to eventually take over you at some point.
Yes.
And I think we're gonna start with Brandon.
Hey yo. Banger.
Only good things from the DM.
Yeah.
All right, healing myself.
All right. So what happens with Brandon as he is performing the ritual to bring
Slip into slumber. Yes.
bring Peanut back?
Brandon, as you've fallen asleep, working on the process of getting Peanut back, a couple things happen.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
You find yourself in a blizzard once again, walking around in the cold. It reminds you of a dream you had before, being hunted by the frost-maiden. But this time it feels different. It feels colder. However, this time, you are not alone. Peanut, your trusty bison, is with you this time, which makes sense. You were in the process of bringing him back. He kind of like looks at you with a stoic nod.
Yes.
You're here for a hunt? Would you like to track?
All right. I guess I'll make a survival check to see if I can track.
Absolutely.
That's an 11.
11.
It's kind of
Not
hard
bad.
when you know you're We're in a dream, and
Well,
so I'm
what's
not really
interesting
keeping
enough
my
is that you feel like you're in a dream, and you're following what appears to be bird-like tracks, probably similar to that of the Frost Maiden's form. They are hard to catch on in the beginning, but you find them. You begin to follow them. However, as you follow the tracks, they begin to shift and change. They begin to form human tracks, familiar tracks, and you get this sinking feeling in your stomach. Before you even realize it, Peanut's gone,
Oh dear.
and you are all alone. What do you do?
At this point, like Brandon is gonna realize that this is another dream. He knows. And he's just going to shout, he's gonna shout, Frost Maiden! Where are you?
The wind picks up and starts to swirl around you. It actually almost pushes you in a direction with such force and gust that you almost like lose your footing, and it's just the frigid cold hits you like a truck. And the snow dies down a little bit in this blizzard. You look up ahead and you see what appears to be a corpse. It almost seems frozen to the tundra ground.
Alright, I will, you know what? I will go up and I will double check to see if that is the Frost Maiden.
Okay?
If that's her, I don't think it is, but one can hope.
As you approach, you take a second to inspect it. It's face first towards the snow.
Alright, I'm gonna
And-
flip it over. What horrible surprise is waiting for me underneath?
As you flip it over, you see your mother. Describe to me what your mother looks like, or looked like in life.
In life, she was large, matronly. She was always like jolly.
Mhm.
Like she was always upbeat. She would always try to keep she would always like try to like keep people happy, you know?
Yeah,
She
she
always
was-
looked on the brighter side of things.
She had a loving, caring personality. One of
Yes.
optimism.
But that is not the last sight Brandon remembers of her.
Huh.
The last memory of her face that Brandon has is when he was 18 years old, when the Walrus tribe split it open with an axe.
And
Is that what I'm looking at now?
That is what you're looking at right now.
Yeah. I'm
You
gonna
also
look behind me then. Just make sure, very quickly, make sure like the Frost Maiden isn't just like looming over.
looming over you.
Watching
Well, as
with a
you look
smile.
behind you, you see other corpses.
They're from my family, aren't they?
Tribal spears sticking out of their backs. Tusks and other bones hang from them, dangling in the wind. The sound they produce is like a morbid wind chime. And at that moment, the Frost Maiden appears. I find it very interesting how hard you tried to bury this. Last time we met, you seemed so confident, yet now a twinge of fear? But not for
No.
me. Am I right?
Yeah, Brandon is just going to say, no. You're right. It's not for you.
The Frostmane's form disappears in the blizzard, and this time you are surrounded by shadow-like figures that begin to encircle you, wielding spears, almost tribal-like.
And Brandon is just going to say, what's he going to say? He's going to say, if you know what happened to me, then you know what we did in response.
They move towards you still. Their face and visage begin to kind of shimmer. I will say, I'll let you make an intimidation check.
Yeah, I'm not good at that. I'm no longer the intimidating monster I was. I'm an old fat dude. 5. Told you.
Whoops.
I'm an old fat
I
dude.
think
I'm no
that
longer...
I think that makes sense because you say that in your mind you say that with conviction, and
Yeah.
the issue is that you are getting hit with a lot of traumatic memories all at once, and it does not have the gravitas that you think it would have.
Yeah.
And just that pressure.
Especially since it wasn't him that initiated the original hunt. That was Grandpa who did that. It wasn't him. He was a kid. He was 18 years old at the time. This happened 60 years ago.
So as you see them encircle you, what do you do? Do you try and escape?
Ugh.
Or do you try and fight?
You know what? He's gonna fight. He's gonna. Let's do what I use. I'll use my battle axe. I'm gonna go to the closest one with my axe. I'm gonna take a swing at it. That's
Go
a
for
15.
it. 15. As you swing, you reach for your axe and grasp it tightly. You begin to swing towards the figures. Blood begins to spill, painting the white landscape crimson.
Yep.
However, what you thought at the moment were intimidating figures, they begin to flee. Your hunt has begun.
Can I make an insight check to make sure that Frost-maiden isn't having me like hack down my own family?
I would say
That seems like that seems on par for her.
Make an insight check. The DC's high.
Of course, it's high. Yep.
Once again, it's thematic, and it has less to do with the logic of the situation and more to do with your emotions taking over.
All right. You know what? Yeah, Brandon is going to chase down the fleeing figures, and he's not like this screaming barbarian lunatic kind of thing. Like what he's doing, he's more slow. He's very deliberate about this. This is not like this is something he's settled in his mind many years ago. And while it does like get the better of him that these like it got the better of him because he thought it was buried 60 years ago, but now that he basically at this point believes the Frost-maiden is dredging it up and bringing basically these ghosts from his past back to haunt him, he's settled in his mind that he's going to find a way to bury this once and for all. So like I said, he's very deliberate about chasing them down. Anything he can't outrun, he shoots.
Yeah.
He does have a bow with him.
You pull out your bow, fire, and the silhouettes go down. You swing your blade. You're just cleaving right through them. It's easy. It's not a challenge at all. You are precise. You are focused. You now stand surrounded by fresh tribal corpses. And as your eyes adjust, the blizzard comes to a stop. And now in front of you is a pyramid made out of skulls, one that you are very familiar with. Yep. Once again, the Frost-maiden looms near you.
Yes. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. I'm going to say, and I'm going to look back at her and say, "So you know what I'm capable of."
I must admit, I underestimated you. You have a violent heart After all, and perhaps we aren't so different. We always get what we want. Eventually.
Brandon's not going to challenge that. He's not going to challenge that. He is going to look back at the pyramid of skulls. He's going to look back at the frost-maiden. He's going to say, he's just very flatly going to say, "You've terrorized my family for far too long. I will make another pyramid out of the heads of your followers, and I will crown it with your head, or I will die for good in the attempt. One way or another, I will end this."
Then why wait? And she summons a staff into her hand, forming of crystalline ice, slams it into the ground, and looks towards you with a crooked smile.
And Brandon is just going to say, "Because this isn't you. It means nothing in here."
I will say, Brandon, I'm going to give you a wisdom saving throw.
All right.
You can pull this off.
That's a 16. Does that pull it? That doesn't pull it off, does it?
I will say this. You are resisting the urge to swing at her.
Yeah, Brandon is just going to say, "As much as I would like a practice round, it means nothing in here. Don't worry, though. We'll meet soon enough."
I wonder who will be left by the time that happens. And as you take one step forward, you feel your boot on the top of one of the silhouetted corpses.
Yeah.
And as you look down, you see the image of your firstborn, Cassidy.
Yeah, he's...
She is coughing up blood, and the only word that comes out is "Dad." And you just hear the frost-maiden laugh louder
Brandon.
and louder and louder.
Yeah, he is... He's gonna look up. This is crystallizing his hatred of her.
Huh.
Like, he, as far as he is... I mean, in like a very rational sense, he knows that the Frostman is just one more fucked up individual in a world full of them. But she is definitely working to personalize this for him.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Cassidy. Yeah. So he is. I don't have any spell slots, so I can't do anything.
I would say this is your mindscape if you wanted to just attempt to cast a spell.
Yeah, because if
Would
I'm
you-
going to cast a spell, I'm going to kneel down, keeping one eye on the Frostmaiden at all times, and cure wounds Cassidy. I said I'm going to cure wounds Cassidy. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay, Falcon said he was gonna kill Room Cassidy, so I'm not sure if you heard him.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I did.
Okay.
So-
That's what I need to do.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
there we go.
okay.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
clicking on it, and it wasn't doing anything, so I needed to do that. There we go.
I will say this. This is what happens. As you see your firstborn daughter, as you reach down to try and heal her wounds, you place it on the wound, and you're expecting magic. You're expecting the healing druidic energy that you are able to use time and time again. But instead, nothing happens, and you simply just look at your hand as it is covered in blood.
Yeah.
And as the storm takes you, you wake up.
Brandon, everyone. Yeah, at this point, like Brandon, he just like he just shoots up, just awake. I think it was in Return of the King where Aragorn in the movie.
Yeah,
where
where he just like
sits
wakes up pulling the blade. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
Brandon
yeah,
except
yeah,
with
yeah.
with his big axe. And he stops. He looks around. He realizes where he is, and then he's just like he, and then he realizes that, and then he is He realizes he fell asleep getting he fell asleep trying to bring Peanut back. So he's gonna just sigh, put his axe away, and then go back to the peanut ritual.
Okay.
It
So
involves
as
a lot of legumes and a lot of salt.
So you kind of like focus on your work, and Peanut will be resurrected. But in the back of your mind, that hatred towards the Frost Maiden and the manipulation that she did in this dreamscape, it is palpable.
Yeah. So he is yeah, he is he has a new quest goal, and that is make one last skull pyramid and top it with the frog.
All right. I love Eden's little post with the popcorn.
Cinema.
Cinema.
Hey,
You just missed the best cutscene.
You'll have
Cutscene.
to watch it in like YouTube. It's fine. Like, but,
very
Cinema.
very brief
Absolute
notes.
cinema.
Brandon had one hell of a dream that involved the
Banger.
Frost Maiden and involved possibly him dealing with some trauma.
Personal
here's the
story
basically
development. Yes.
yeah. So just to summarize it for Justin as well as for everybody else. I will summarize it for the players. Remember, your characters don't know any of this. When Brandon turned 18, he had like a couple days after around about the time he turned 18, the Walrus tribe descended onto his family and basically murdered everyone. Well, hundreds of members of his family that kidnapped a lot of their prized bison, did all kinds of horrible things. So Grandpa Snowend, in his decided to exact some revenge and led the survivors of the family to find the Walrus tribe, and then they would spend the next 10 days wiping them out and making a pyramid of their skulls as a warning. Brandon is the last member of that generation alive. He is the only one who remembers what happened, or so he thought. The druid kind of shook his confidence a little, and now that the Frost Maiden is kind of taunting him over this, he has basically decided, you know what? I think I'm due for one last round of skull collecting. So, and it's not like and like I described it, it's not like this barbarian rage. This is a cold, tundra-like settled rage that he is going. He will not stop now until he has defeated the Frost Maiden or he has died.
That's one way or the other.
That sounds great.
So
That sounds great.
Cinema.
The other thing I will also mention, because we could talk about this. This was another thing. They found a mummy in a sarcophagus.
Yep.
that is true. You have a new friend now.
Weird.
And weirdly enough, Brie, this mummy might possibly be a ragged ancestor.
Yeah.
Also an elf.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's probably a high status elf, right? We said his look looks like.
Because
an elf.
remember, this is you guys are in an elven tomb.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as I described last time, it's full of what appears to be statues of ragged clans. So
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, after everybody wakes up, you might actually be able to get some answers. Although he is a little bit eccentric and his memory is a little hazy. So that might be
He smells
something
of
for
pumpkin
you.
spice.
Yep.
He does smell of pumpkin spice, which I had to make sure everybody knew.
Like someone baked.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Which is not even me. That's just the module just saying, well, he smells of pumpkin spice. Why? Don't elaborate.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
No
right.
questions.
But as Brandon returns to his slumber, we are going to have not so much a dream, but a flashback. And this will involve everybody's favorite paladin.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Everyone's
Who's
gonna get
that?
the cutscene.
Who could it possibly? It's clearly Ezrin. We're gonna cut to him, see what he's been doing.
Yeah.
All right. Eden, you find yourself in a flashback. And in this flashback, oh, actually, got some stuff here. We're gonna bring you to the flashback page. Alrighty. And don't mind me. Where is there we go. Okay.
Ooh, what's this?
You find yourself in waiting outside a room, inside a castle that is very familiar. You are very familiar with. It is that of the Auk family, the ones that you serve. And in the room that you are waiting outside of, your superior awaits you. It is at that moment you hear a door opening. A servant gives you a nod. You may see her now. And as you enter this room, you see elegant furniture, lavish rugs on the floor, paintings of the Auk family history. And sitting behind a chair is your superior, Saint Trina herself. And I will reveal what she looks like.
Ayo.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah.
And she will look towards you and say, Eden, it's good to see you. How are you, my dear?
I will perform the usual bow of respect and say, I'm doing well, Saint Trina.
Thank you. It's glad to hear it. I also heard you recently passed the boating exam. I had no doubt that would be an easy challenge for you.
It was quite difficult actually. I don't quite have my sea legs, and it was a little hard to maneuver myself in this heavy armor, but well, I tried hard. So thank you for seeing so highly of me. Thinking so highly of me. I'm stumbling over my words.
It's okay. Don't you worry. You've always been good to my family, and I appreciate it. Now, I have a very important assignment, one that I could only request someone of your skill to accomplish. Recently, something very precious was stolen from the Auk family vault. Something that holds great value to my family and this community. These brigands stormed off in the middle of the night, and I need someone to return what was lost.
You need only describe it to me. I will take it from their hands and return it into yours.
It's a crystalline substance. It should probably be wrapped in cloth if he has any means to take care of it properly. You should be able to find it with this, and she hands you a small silver bell.
I take it in my hands and do a test ring.
A test ring. Currently, nothing, but St. Trina says, the closer you get to it, the louder the chime will be. And she puts a hand on...
gone quite far.
Most likely east. You will have your work cut out for you, but I'm certain someone of your determination will be able to make quick work of this.
I won't let you down.
And as she smiles, she puts a hand on your shoulder and says, it's important that this gets done quietly. No need to make a big fuss. You'll know what to do. And Viren will accompany you. Time to put his skills to the test. Also, take care. And she waves to let you leave. And as you leave the room, we cut to you and Viren traveling on a snow-covered road. You know that the brigands took sled dogs to get out of town. most likely, to get out quickly. Viren is walking alongside you, sharpening his blade. Well, we can cut down the tree up ahead. We know they took the sled team or something. They're probably using the road still. Once they're stopped, we can take back what's ours. Unless you got a sneaky plan, Eden.
I'm sorry, say those last three words again. I was typing it out and then I couldn't.
Unless you have something you had in mind, Eden. I still think we should keep it simple. Tree, block the road, wait for them to stop. Ambush.
No, I think we should follow your plan.
All right.
Something nice and simple, straightforward, easy.
Right. So as you kind of set up the trap, you see what appears to be a sled team with two figures on it. One seems to be, you haven't been able to kind of get the specifics, but one seems more armored, like has gear, a sword. And the other one seems like has more like commoner clothing, has bands around her eyes for some reason. Definitely seems a Furbolg descent. Furbolg descent. So definitely a human and a Furbolg. But as they run into your trap, we get a much better description. I will reveal the two people now.
Ooh.
As you see them, the first thing you catch is they appear to be transporting something that is wrapped in a large cloth, most likely the crystalline substance that you were meant to retrieve, tucked under several blankets. You see what appears to be a Furbolg woman, band over her eyes, most likely blind, and an older man, grayish hair, a shield tucked on his back, and a long sword. And he also carries the Auk symbol on his breastplate. And it is in that moment you and Viren recognize that this is someone of your order. You know this man. His name is Christoph, or Chris. And he is one of the older members who has worked for the Order of St. Trina for quite some time. And he looks towards the two of you. Listen, you two, you don't understand. I gave everything I had to her. I spent my entire life working for them, and all I wanted was to live my life. We're not just soldiers, we're not just weapons. We are people with purpose beyond what benefits her. You see the woman. Chris, please, just give them what they want. We'll find another way. I doubt they'll just let us leave. And Viren says, I guess that depends on you, Chris.
Are you two lovers? You abandoned your order just for a woman?
Just for a woman. You don't know anything about life and you don't know anything about love. And that's not the only reason I abandoned this order. You haven't put it together, have you? Young, you naive. It's either one final mission that leads to death, sickness mysteriously takes you. No one has ever left the Order of St. Trina. We are assets to her. Why let anyone leave so that they might be used against her? She may have pulled me out from my drunken slumber all those decades ago, but this is no reason to chain me to the wall like some dog. And you see the Furbolg woman say, Eden, please, just let us go. You can take the crystal back. Say we died. No one needs to know. No one needs to get hurt here. Please.
I am all for that. I would be willing completely to just forget this ever happened if you just give it back. But I doubt your husband over here would just let it go.
And you see the the woman, the Furbolg woman, kind of like rush over to Chris and kind of grab his hand and simply say, Chris, if she's giving us that option, we need to take it. I know you're so angry with everything that has happened, but let's not waste this. Please. And you see Chris had his hand on the hilt of his sword, and he relaxes it for a moment. And he gets off the sled and he grabs Dessa's hand. And you see
I won't let them
Viren.
run.
You're gonna let them go?
I won't let them run. I am keeping an eye out for what sort of movements they make.
Okay. You're keeping an eye out, but Viren does say something specific. Leave your fucking sword. You don't deserve it. You've got no dignity left.
That was a gift to you. You should leave it if you wish to abandon this life.
He takes the sword and he stabs it into the ground. He grabs Dessa's hand and he leaves. No tricks, no attempts at trying to attack you. Just simply leaves. And it is interesting. The thoughts that crosses your mind in this moment is that, is there some truth to what he said? Because most of the older members of the Order of St. Trina have either been sent on dangerous missions or have died under slightly mysterious circumstances. The thought crosses your mind that the idea of anyone retiring of their own will from the Order of St. Trina is not something that has happened, at least to your knowledge.
Why
But
would anyone wish to retire?
Mhm.
There is no better way to live your life than to serve.
You see Viren kind of give like an interesting nod. He says, well, maybe one day we'll be serving somebody else. I want you to actually make an insight check in this flashback.
What does he mean
Eden.
by that?
You're going to make an insight check, and depending on how you roll,
16?
there is the thought crosses your mind, and it's just for a second. What does he mean by that? Does he have intentions or goals that might not necessarily align with that of Saint Trina? But it's just for a glimmer. But you're like, no, this is Viren. He has grown up with you. He has worked with you. Yeah, he can be an asshole, but he wouldn't do anything like that. It's just that tiny, tiny moment where you question how he worded that. But you grab the sled dogs, you grab the crystalline substance wrapped in cloth, and you make your way back home.
I will make an effort to hide Kristoff and Des. I will coat his own blade in blood and wrap it in some cloth and present it to Saint Trina.
You do actually successfully complete this deception. And Saint Trina does believe it. I mean, she has no reason not to believe that that is not what transpired. but it is an interesting moment where doubts have been formed, at least for a second. Whether or not at this point in time they are buried and forgotten, but regardless, as you kind of were in that dreamlike slumber, your thoughts did come back to that moment.
Is it possible to ask? No.
What's your
actually,
question?
I don't. Never mind. I don't think she would. I don't think she
Okay.
would.
As you kind of like fall into the slumber, think about the flashback, you do wake up for a brief moment. And what's interestingly, there was something that kind of reflects off the campfire light that you didn't notice at first. And it was a small stone that has the face on it that's wrapped in sort of like almost like a piece of paper that has a message on it.
I'll take my weapon and take it out of the fire. Just push it out.
Okay. Oh, like you're pushing the stone and the
Ye-
piece of paper?
Yeah, just so that I can take it out of the fire. You said it was in the fire.
Oh no, it wasn't in the fire, in your pack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll-
So you grab it, you open it up. It is a stone with a face on it, and you see a little parchment that says, "In case you do something stupid, V." And you get the sense that this is a sending stone, so you might be able to communicate to Viren if you so desire.
You know what? Yeah, I'll step away from camp for a bit, where I'm unlikely to be heard, and I'll press my back up against the tree and try to call him.
Short, precise messages can be sent through the stone, but what do you say as your quick message? Just how you doing, or where are you?
Viren, you won't ever leave me alone in this mission of ours, would you?
There's a pause as you wait for a response. Why are you asking this all of a sudden?
I just remembered when we met Kristoff.
I'm committed to our cause.
Of
That's all he
course.
says.
What was I thinking? I'm proud of you, and I hope you're safe.
Stay safe. Right. Don't forget to read the message every day. And as you fall into a slumber, the one relieving note that you have is that you do have this form of communication with Viren if you are ever troubled with the current circumstances that you might be with. But as slumber takes you, we pass to the dream of another. That is gonna be everybody's favorite bard.
Yo.
Wonder who that is.
Who could that be?
Yeah, I mean,
When,
we only have a
when
monk
did we
here.
have a bard? I thought we had.
Yeah,
only
that's right. Yeah, we never had the bard.
We have a monk
How about
light.
Bossman? I sent you like a PM.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly
yeah.
read that before we get started,
Yeah,
so that
it's
I'm
all
not
good.
like stepping on landmines.
That's all good.
In the meantime, how was the week?
Okay.
He stepped on a landmine.
Me,
My game now.
I got I've been quite busy. But
Oh yeah, did you finish
just
your
now-
work?
I didn't finish it. I just kind of like managed to make progress because for the last 2 or 3 hours things weren't working.
Okay.
So I just said, I'll just like restart everything that I worked on and then do it from scratch, and it just worked. So I was like, okay.
That's you know what? That's computers for you.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
restart.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you just do it again.
Yikes.
You just do it
but
again.
but I'm in if I were to talk about Magic for a second, I am enjoying like another deck. Like I made another one.
Yippee!
It's
Which one?
okay, I'm just using an altar, right? This is not actually the card. It's Muzio. He's like a mono blue artifact guy. It's like a
Nice.
control deck, and I played it with my friends a while ago, and actually was able to win. It felt really nice.
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 All right. I should have everything ready to go.
Cool.
All
Still
right.
enough time.
So,
Yes, I'm happy.
Brie.
Yes.
Have some fun stuff today. There we go. Brie, you wake up inside your cabin. You can hear the sound of a fire crackling. You can also hear the sound of something cooking nearby. And as you walk into the next room to investigate, you see your husband stirring what appears to be some sort of cauldron. And I have a picture of your husband.
Hey yo.
Sort
Hey,
of
yo.
like a little chiseled beard. Definitely a little bit inquisitive.
That's
But
fine,
he-
man.
He certainly is. Brie knows how to pick him.
Oh, absolutely great taste.
You do see him say, I can never figure out how you sleep so softly. I feel like I could hear a twig snap and I'd be wide awake. Should have lunch ready soon, sleepyhead.
It's just like quick question, like what's the time frame of this? Like is it like how many years has it been since like Brie has lost family, you think?
You got married. I would say because your son is probably, I'd say maybe 10 years old at this point, I think.
Okay.
Or
Well,
he might be younger. Hold on.
I just say to Glyas that as inquisitive as you are, it seems like you forget elves don't sleep.
Oh, how could I possibly forget? You guys kind of give
I
you
was-
like a little kiss on the forehead.
I kiss him back and I just say, it was my turn to take care of Killian. He was having nightmares again.
Oh, I hope that he's doing better today. I heard that he's got a surprise for us. He's says he wants us to show us something later. It's probably that snowman he's been hiding in the woods nearby. Not exactly well hidden. But he kind of takes a sip of the sort of like the stew that he has been kind of cooking. Oh, were you gonna say something?
I was just like, well, maybe from the time that we've seen it, maybe it's even more hidden from now.
And as you kind of laugh with your husband, there is something that you do notice. You notice the crack in the window. And for some reason, in this moment, that crack kind of bothers you. It just stands out like a sore thumb.
I immediately go over to the window and I trace my fingers over it. I'm just like, was this crack always here? Did someone hit the window?
This place has had some wear and tear. But it should be fine.
I don't know. I don't like this.
He kind of walks over to kind of give you like a reassuring, like hug, and he says, "It's just a crack. It's one small fracture in a beautiful frame."
It takes only one crack for the entire pot to break.
I have something I want to show you. And he kind of like walks over, and inside one of the cupboards, in a place you never really knew about, is a small bowl. And he says, "This is a tradition in my family. My father taught me how to make this." And as you kind of look at it, the bowl itself is strange. It looks like it was once broken. Then its many pieces were mended back together, yet the cracks remain, and they are visible, almost purposely there. Most would abandon such a broken thing, find a new one, or simply use magic to mend the bowl. But it's important not to bury such things. The scars are a part of us, but we can be remade into something equally as beautiful, despite them.
I look at the bowl and I just look at Rice and I just say like, I've never seen this before, right? At this point.
Yeah, this is the first time he's brought that
shown
up.
it. Okay. Then he looks at the bowl. She just looks at the bowl and just kind of says, "So 10 years ago, is that why you took me in?"
He kind of smiles and he says, "I took you in because you looked hurt. And I took you in because I love you, Brie."
I love you too. But when you bring up such traditions, on the surface level, it is a beautiful thought. However, this bowl has no feelings, but I do. And a part of me longs that maybe I should have just stayed broken all those years ago.
He just kind of hugs you for a moment and he says, "You are never meant to be broken. No one is ever meant to be broken. And I promise I will do everything in my power to give you a life. That's the best anyone can do."
I hope so. You know my past, guys. At some point, it's going to rear its fangs, hunt us down. I can feel it. I can sense it. Their hunt is never truly over until the prey has been taken. Until they had their fill. And they're one body short. They're one body short, guys.
We'll be ready if that time comes. But right now, you need to eat. You're all skin and bones. Can't see the bowl.
Fine. I can't argue with you there.
And as you kind of share this moment with your husband, you hear your son just quite kind of like, happily shouting outside, "Mom, Dad, it's ready. Come outside. Hurry, 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 hurry. Come. Like just like a mile a minute. And, well, shall we?
I don't know where he gets that energy from. It's not from either of us.
I do like the idea that like you two are very calm and collective, but your son is just super energetic.
It's true, by the way. We
Yeah,
started this around
no,
2015.
don't, because now I feel old, Falcon. But as you reach out for the door handle, something feels a little different.
Oh no!
The temperature, it feels hot to the touch. And this memory radically changes. As you open the door, you see the landscape is covered in a crimson light, flames everywhere. The forest is engulfed in a fiery fury. You see several silhouettes of tribal hunters surrounding your home. that of your tribe. You see your husband is guarding your son, a fresh wound on his face. Blood drips into the snow. And before you, a large dire wolf snarling its fangs. It
At
begins
me or where?
at,
Sorry,
at
sorry.
you,
Go ahead.
at you specifically.
Okay.
And it begins to leap towards you. What do you do in this moment?
I see my husband, my son cross the distance. I do with no fear as the direwolf lunges towards me. I duck under its lunge and do the same like finishing move where I make my hand into a sharp like large needle with my
Mhm.
nails and then I just swing upward through its throat.
And a spurt of blood hits the snow. And as you begin to fight the direwolf and the rest of the tribal members, a plume of smoke from the forest and from the flames washes over you. And in that moment, you wake up. You are definitely in a cold sweat at this moment, having remembered that particular night.
I like who else is around me? Is everyone else still asleep?
I think everyone else is asleep, unless Eden. Do you think you would be awake at this time, or probably asleep?
Should probably still be holding the rock, thinking about like
Viren?
yeah, just like annoying him again,
Okay.
but like
Brandon would
getting
be
ready to
awake.
say something also.
Oh, okay. So Brandon and Eden
Ayo.
are probably awake
Yeah,
at
I'm
this
trying
time.
to bring my peanut back.
Yeah.
Your legume.
Yes.
Still
Where's
asleep.
my...
Yeah,
You see,
Ragnar's asleep for this for a very specific reason,
Yeah,
which we will get to.
Oh well.
You see, Bree just kind of stands up without saying anything and kind of like walks towards like maybe the. Are we inside like the tomb or like the ruins?
I think you guys were
camping
outside.
by the
we were
Outside.
camping near the brazier because it has
The
fire.
brazier,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just go to the edge of the campsite and just like Bree's legs are like wobbling as she's walking. And then like by the edge of like the campsite, she just goes to her knees. For everyone to see, just letting you guys know.
You do see as you kind of like fall into the snow, and it's just the thing that is getting you the most is that you, even though you know it's not real, you still feel the
Yeah, it's real.
temperature on your hand, almost as like you that feeling of grabbing the heated doorknob on your home is still the lingering, even though the dream has been over.
Immediately gonna run over. Brie? What happened?
You see like Bree's like looking down in the snow, and the only thing you see is her hair covering her face, and then she looks up to you, Eden. Her hair like parting to the side where you can see a single eye, and then you see like tears running down her face, just saying like she just says, "I remember another dream. My husband, my son. Why? Why did the world take them away from me? Why?"
I don't understand what happened.
They took them. Or, well, no, that's not right. I had a happy life, and I told you this already. With Glyce, my husband, my son Killian. We were together for years. But I'm hunted down by the tribe, the wolf tribe. They attacked us, and they were in danger, and for their safety, I had to be separated them for the rest of our lives. And it's been so long. They're already dead. And I don't even know where they died. I don't even know what my husband's final words were.
I'm gonna say nothing and scoop her in a hug.
And Bree's just gonna like cry into your arms and then like doesn't really say much. Just kind of like a mess from the dream, that's all.
Yeah, because from Eden's perspective, this is probably the most emotional you've seen Brie this entire time. Like this is an extreme show of just turmoil that has been bottled up inside. But you try your best to comfort her the way that you can, and you do hope that Brie, at the very least, knows that she has a friend, she has a confidant, and she has somebody that she can hold on to.
It's okay. They loved you dearly, and I hope you know that.
She just nods and
I hope you also know that they know that you love them dearly.
I hope they do. I probably, with your help, I kind of walk back to the camp, and Brandon's still awake, right?
I think at this point, Brandon, Peanut has kind of come back to life.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
do-
say there's like some kind of a noise as Peanut just explodes up out of the snow.
Yeah. However,
what happened?
However, one thing that I will say that Peanut does do instinctively, he does kind of walk over and kind of like put his head towards you, Bree, having immediately sensed that you are in turmoil, like almost like a therapy pet.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
the
thank you,
funny.
Peanut.
That's the difference, I think, between Brandon and Peanut. Peanut, Brandon is this cold, craggy, stoic man. Peanut is where all of his emotions are really channeled through.
Mm.
But as you can, oh, were you gonna say something, Bree?
No, I probably say pass by like trying to calm myself down, like back to my bedroll. Probably just look at Brandon and just say sorry for that.
And Brandon is just gonna nod,
And
but he
yeah,
won't say anything.
I just nod as well, and I just go back and sit down at my bedroll, or not even sit down my bedroll. Probably just sit down beside where Eden was sitting down earlier.
Okay. And as you two sit down, the night continues. And everyone's favorite sorcerer is up next.
Probably not favorite, but yeah. He's sleep talking. Just saying. Okay.
Our favorite arsonist.
Yeah.
Our favorite arsonist. I like that. That's great. That's great. All right. Sure. Perfect. Ragnar, you find yourself in a deep tunnel. It's dark. You are surrounded by what feels like a void. However, in a moment, your eyes begin to adjust. The walls of this tunnel have a reflective sheen, probably from the ice. What do you do?
Well, is the tunnel leading forward,
It
backwards?
it seems like it's going forward. You could definitely keep following the trail.
I'll trace the tunnel. Like, it's been a while since he has time for a calm walk, so he will just, do a gentle stroll, I guess.
Okay. And as you make your way deeper, just a calming walk in this dark place. Something about this place seems familiar. The path seems to go deeper, deep underground, in a place no one else knows about. It opens into a large area, and you see inside a large crystal-like mass in front of you. It seems to pulse with magical energy. And as you instinctively raise your hand towards it, you feel the tremendous power inside. And you glance into the crystal-like mass, and you see visions and the sound of fingers snapping. Snap, the burning corpse of a yeti in the mountains. Snap, the burning corpse of Nerif floating out into the lakeside. Snap, the burning corpse of Ravasheen, roots and thorns burning alongside her. Snap. However, no vision in the crystal surface. Instead, you find yourself in the woods. Alone, at least for what you think is a moment.
You
And you
start
see what
humming a tune.
Oh yeah? What kind of tune do you hum?
Just a like it's not a full song. It's just something like he does when he's feeling, I don't know, relaxed, because he kind of have a sense that this is something of a vision of sort. So he's not really, and he feels like, I don't know why, but he feels most calm when he's alone. This is the
Okay,
weird part,
interesting.
yeah.
That calm does change because you do realize you're not alone. There's a little girl, sort of like tribal clothes, a wolf pelt over her back, scraggly orange hair, bluish eyes, and she says, "Oh, that's a nice song you're humming. Where is it from?"
I actually don't know.
You seem a little lost. Maybe we
Am
can
I
help
though?
each other out.
Am I though? Maybe you're the one.
You
who's
tell
lost.
me. How'd you figure it out? I've been lost in this woods for quite some time, but every once in a while I can make my way out.
So what's outside?
Let me show you. She kind of like walks alongside you in the snow-covered forest. But she seems inquisitive for whatever reason
I'll
and
walk.
says, "So, what's it like? I can sense you're super powerful. You got magic?"
Not super powerful, but yes, I do have magic. And I snap my finger, and a tip of flame like lights up on my fingertip.
And her eyes kind of go wide.
I
Looks
snap
cool.
it again, it's gone.
So how does it make you feel when you cast magic? Do you feel strong?
I feel. That's a really good question. I feel at ease, if that makes any sense.
Like you've taken charge. You've
Actually, no.
have control over.
Like I'm
Really?
going with the flow. Like something. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but it's like something. Like nature. See, blizzards. It happens. It's a force of nature. It might be powerful, like on the look, but it doesn't have a steering wheel, so to speak. You just go.
It
with the
just
flow.
is.
Yes, it just is.
I have another question for you.
Shoot.
When you watched them burn, did you feel strong then? I mean, you want to go with the flow. You don't want anyone forcing you on one given path. When someone gets in your way, you remove them from the equation.
You want to ask if I feel satisfied to see them gone? Well, I will say this. I'm satisfied to see obstacle taken care of, yes. I don't take pleasure in taking lives. because I've been through that. I've been through where I'm on the receiving end, where I was, well, if you want to put it that way, weak. So,
She kind of nods, but she says, "So you were once weak, but now you're strong."
physically, I'm still weak. Like, I don't have strength like, well, like, this is where he gets a little bit quiet. And he just says, like my brother or my father. Not as, well, strong in a sense of physics. Physique, actually.
You're strong where it counts. You have a powerful mind.
Well,
And
yes.
to be honest, you probably don't need to make compromises with people. You get to take what you want.
That's where you're wrong. You see, human connection is what makes, well, I wouldn't say humanoid or intelligence connections is where everything, and I mean everything, works. We are not actually just nature. Yes, we're born from nature, yes, but societies are built, this might be a high concept, but societies are built based on connections. So when you say if I can take anything I want or something, it's good to get what you want, but it's just a means to the end.
She kind of smiles for a moment. Well, if it's a means to an end, I can help you get to where you want to go. And before she gets to continue, in this moment, the large crystal-like mass that you've seen before rises from the ground in front of you. You see the girl take a step back, and she says, "Look, you've already taken your first steps. I can lead you out of the forest. I can bring you where you want to go. Go with the flow. Follow what nature has given you. Do you want to be lost forever? Weak? Afraid? No, that's not you, Ragnar." It's in that moment the crystal begins to shatter into pieces, and bursting from this magical blaze is a figure. Tall, slender, humanoid features, scales along his skin, and horns that curve.
I was just wondering when this will come out.
The tall, slender man says, "You have already chosen. This one pretends to be your friend. Only I can truly get you what you want.
Really?
You want one..."
I look at both of them. It's like, really?
Okay, what do you respond to these two?
You know, when I was little, I was, like you all said, weak. Near-death experience changed that. I get what I want when I want to get it. My narrative is written by myself. I get resources, I get helps from connections, yes. But that doesn't dictate me.
And as you say, that doesn't dictate me. Both of the figures get enshrouded by a blizzard that overtakes the entire forest. And that two silhouettes, the silhouette of the girl changes into that of a large owl-like figure.
Having fun yet?
The tall and slender man turns into a massive dragon, almost made out of crystalline. And Sorry, Cherry's response just
Yeah.
fucking threw me off the loop. Okay. you do see in that moment, for whatever reason, you begin to breathe heavily. It's like all of the air in your lungs has been sucked out. And you see the frost-maiden say, "There is no time for anyone else." And you see the tall, slender figure, "There is no time for lies and deceit." And in unison, they say, "Decide." And you
But
see
lies
before
and
you...
deceit. No.
Well,
I'll-
before
Okay,
you start to
know what?
try and talk, you are currently choking.
Okay.
But this is a big moment for you.
Go for it.
You see two outstretched hands. Do you reach, or do you not grab either?
I clear my throat.
I will say you probably have enough ability in your choking, suffocating state to get out maybe a sentence.
I'll say.
So make it count.
One sentence. Hold on. This is me talking.
Okay. This is great. This is great. I'm Ragnar continues to fascinate me. The wind is kind of just blowing around. Oh, I want to see what's happening in the popcorn aisle. Hold on.
Okay. I'll look at both hands and I'll say, your power bends to me.
Your power bends to me. I will say I'm going to give you the chance to make an intimidation check, but it is extraordinarily high.
Well, just tell me if I have the chance to succeed. Like,
If you roll high enough, there is a chance.
20, not 20, not 20.
Come on, something. Please make it count.
If you roll a nat 20, oh my god.
30.
Not
19.
exactly a nat
Exactly.
20.
I don't think they'll succeed.
As you say that with such
Can I use
conviction.
luck, though? I'm just.
Yeah, you absolutely. You know what? Yeah, I'll let you use luck.
I really want this.
You gotta keep the roll though.
Come on, do it. Ah,
Oh!
Well, I can't do shit. So yeah.
You do say
is what
that
it is.
with as much conviction as you believe you have, and as the silhouettes disappear into the blizzard, all you hear from the Frost-maiden is simply, "I don't think so." And you wake up. However, there's a couple things that are happening when you wake up. I would say Brandon, Eden, and Brie, you all look at Ragnar, and he is suffocating.
God. I'll immediately like pick him up and then like try to
Okay.
open his mouth, clear the air. Like, is he okay?
Make a medicine check. I'd say anyone who's interested at this moment can make a medicine check.
Interested is not the word I would use for someone who's suffocating, but fascinating. How long can you hold out, Ragnar?
Oh,
Can
no.
you do 1 minute for me, please? Medicine. Sure. I don't. I just kind of be like, after like looking at him choking, I look at everyone else.
Brandon is gonna go just walk up to him. Can I tell like why is he suffocating? Is he choking on something? Is it magical? What's going on here?
It's so strange. It's almost as if you're looking at Ragnar in this moment, and he looks frail. He looks like weak and just like
Okay.
almost as if
I will
like
do.
What is he-
This. I don't know if that
What is he choking
works,
on?
Well, okay. Tell me what you're. I'm gonna explain what you're noticing, Brandon,
Okay.
in a second. But what are you trying to do, Ragnar, in this moment?
I was looking for something that doesn't require verbal components, and I found
Okay.
one, and it might be fitting. I'll put my hand, reach it down to my throat as far as it can. I'll cast absorb elements.
Huh. Huh.
Yes.
That's an interesting take. Okay, here's what I'll say. Brandon, the first thing you pick up is that he seems weaker than he usually is. Like he's a pale guy, but this is like somebody who's been left out to starve for like 2 weeks, like frail right now. It's almost like his body just like completely went over a a massive transformation. And you realize you're gonna have to do something, whether it be by magical means or by some medical means to kind of stop him from suffocating, because he has about 2 rounds before he starts having to roll death saves. But I will allow Ragnar, even in this choking state, I want you to make a charisma check.
I was gonna say, like, can I tell what's causing him to do it with a 21? Because knowing what's happening will inform my next move.
I will say you don't know if this is magic. You know this is not an illusion. This is real.
Yeah.
I'm gonna force
you-
luck this roll again.
Okay, go for it.
Come on. 15. Not bad.
Much better.
Not good, but
Okay,
better.
I will say this is what happens.
Okay.
You are casting. Oh, this is actually important. What element are you trying to absorb right now?
Ooh.
Actually cold.
Okay. I will say this. Brandon, you think in this moment, if you are able to give him a proper like medicine check, properly help him get his breathing back in place, whether it be like casting a magical spell of your own or trying to do something to get him back into the state he was.
If it looks like he's choking, I'll do like the high. I'll turn around.
You know what? I will let you. I will say yes. Try and do that. Try and do that for now.
All right. So second medicine check.
Yeah. I'll give you advantage because of Ragnar's charisma check.
Got it. That's a 12.
All right. So in this moment, you give him the Heimlich, and it's almost like you would like jumpstart his heart. He's just this breath of his lungs. Well, also his heart to a certain extent, but we don't need to go into the gritty details. Oh, is there anything you want to do, Eden, while this is going on?
No, I was just like, let's get okay. No, I will cast at least to help protection from evil and good.
Okay.
If that helps with anything.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so this is what
it does also say the target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If this is possession.
This is not possession, but it is something else. But I will actually say this because you're using protection from evil and good. This is what happens. Brandon,
Yeah.
you give him a slight bit of relief with that 12, and you think for a second it's like he's back to normal, but all of a sudden his frailness returns and you see him start to choke. Eden immediately casts protection from evil and good, and in this moment it seems like whatever was causing this has stopped. He returns back to normal, back to Ragnar, and he's breathing normally.
This is at this moment. I will cast
Yeah.
Dragon's Breath. To the sky. To the sky, not to the others, but to the sky. This is like
Interestingly enough, you cast Dragon Spiff. This torrent of flame circles up like a spiral in towards the night sky. And you hear a voice in the back of your head simply say, "Consider your options." And it is not that of the frost-maiden, but it is that of the tall, slender figure. So that's an eventful night.
Very eventful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's much better. Yeah. Like this is what.
Yeah, Ragnar just brushes himself off.
Yeah.
Cream Puff just tilts his head, goes,
Yeah.
"Meow."
Yeah. It's like.
What
Ian
happened
is just gonna
to
wander over and start licking him with his face. And just to give you an idea of what it's like getting licked by a bison, Native Americans used to take bison tongues and use them for combs, so it's very rough.
Oh my goodness.
If you can imagine getting licked by a wet comb.
Oh, by the way, Ragnar has dragons for skill, so he's fine. It's like.
Oh yeah, that you all see that right now. Those scales are like very visible all over his body.
Yeah.
Like, it was hidden. Like normally it would be like it's not visible, but now it's like all over his body. It's like okay, peanuts, that's fine.
Brandon is not. Well, he is a. What's the word? He's not going to be put off by something like that. Especially after what he's been through. This is the least weird thing he's seen all night.
Sorry to wake everyone up. Well, it's just.
Oh, it wasn't you.
We were all already awake.
It looks like everyone's having a bad
seems to be
night,
something in
huh?
the water.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in the smoke.
Yeah.
You know, I just realized. I was trancing, and I got a dream.
Yeah.
Do elves dream when they trance?
That's a weird
Interestingly enough, that's a
question.
question you think to yourself, and that's very strange that you got that dream. But you also don't know if maybe perhaps something about this woods had an effect with that.
That's true. That's true.
Did you like tell that to us, or are you thinking in your head?
I think about it, and then I say outwardly like,
Okay.
is it usual to have I think this is what other people call dreams?
So
Like
you had
situations that you
I thought elves
Yes,
don't have
but-
dreams.
Never had them?
exactly.
Oh.
No, that's why I'm so shocked. I'm so unsettled by what just happened. I thought it felt so real. Everything felt so recent.
Well, bad dream happens, and weird shit happens almost at a daily basis. So yeah, maybe that's what got into you. We were just looking at a weird shit happening, and I pointed to Sahnar. It's like the mummy just by the side.
Oh, by the way, this entire time, Sahnar has been sitting on a stump with a bowl of berries and eating it like popcorn. Just
Oh my
going,
god.
oh, this is great.
Cinema.
Who needs the theater when you've got a free show like this? I feel like I watched 4 seasons all in one night.
Yeah.
And
What
he's
I
just
kinda
sitting
look
what
there.
are you
forward.
talking about?
Don't worry about it.
It's all 4 seasons. It's only winter here.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I meant.
I look towards the other people. I look all the others and just like, you know, the more he talks, the more I really believe he may not be of my blood.
Oh,
Wait,
shots
didn't you have
fired.
like a hyperactive kid doing silly things?
Shush. You didn't know that.
Brandon, you get inspiration for that. That's really funny. All right. Well, if
Skipped a few generations.
Yeah.
Wait,
If,
did he ever
uh,
answer which tribe he was from?
We
No-
never
no one
asked
ever
him.
asked.
We didn't know.
Oh.
Can I ask? I kind of asked like finally,
oh,
like you know, pat the thumb.
you're asking me my name. Oh, well, thank you. Cannis.
What?
What?
Wait. You see Brie just kind of be like, Cannis. What? Like actually like dumbfounded.
Oh, that's what you told us earlier.
Yeah, you told us you were like South.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm. Well, my name is Sahnar Cannis. Why? You got a problem with me, man?
No,
What?
just happy to know you.
So
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 what's
that
the
means-
so big deal? Like, you know this dude?
that he's not only from the same tribe, he's from the he's my direct ancestor.
Oh, so he is your
Cannis,
blood.
he, Cannis is my old last name. It's the clan name.
No.
My clan name.
He might be your great. Just keep on going.
He just keeps.
Yeah. And I look astounded, and I'm like, so wait. I look and just say, I'm Brie and Canis.
Oh, so we must be relatives, kind of.
Yes,
sort of.
distant. Well, what do I call forefather? Well, I do have to mention though, I am probably the last of our clan alive.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that.
At least I know I'm not the only one left.
Well, he
It-
I
is
must,
technically
I must
undead.
admit that my memory is a little bit hazy, but I'm sure if you give it some time, I could give you some more information about.
You and I. Well, I have a question. Why would you see the ones that hunted down the Canis clan was our own tribe, forefather, ancestor,
Really?
sir. Yes. They said there was a prophecy, I think. Something about another tribe and how we might betray them.
Well, you don't seem like the betraying sort, and I certainly was. I was actually quite friendly.
Well, I wish you could tell them that.
I question who told you this prophecy, but who knows? I don't know if you were here for this, but I was born in the year 500, so this was like 1,000 years ago. I have a lot to catch up. I'm going to need to find like some sort of like newspaper
You
or
need to
recap
binge
or
watch
something like
the whole
that.
season.
The printing press hasn't even been made yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you
So
do see
we went from having a nightmare to literally meeting an ancestor. Brie is just like whiplash, absolute whiplash.
Yep. But he does say, "Look, give me a couple days or so, and perhaps I can get this old noggin working again, and I can give you some of the details about your clan or your heritage." I must
Our
More
admit,
serious,
heritage.
no. How?
Our
Yeah.
our heritage. Yes, that's what. Did I say something different? You also get the sense that, yeah, he's a little bit all over the place. Now, here's the thing: you don't think he's lying, but you do know that there's
He's
some
just-
gaps in his
Yeah.
information. He's
He's
also
just
been
off
dead
kilter,
for.
like-
He's been dead for a
Yeah.
while.
And on a more
But-
serious note, we can't just bring the dude around. For God's sake. he's a
Yeah,
mummy.
I'm probably gonna have to just chill here. I doubt they're gonna want to. They're gonna want to say hi to an undead mummy like myself.
The best scenario will be they scream off their shit and run away. The worst scenario will be they kill you on sight.
Right.
They kill you again on sight. Sorry, my bad. Yep.
Not
And
that we
he's-
assume that you were murdered, of course.
Yeah, of course. You guys aren't gonna kill me, are you? We just
Well,
met.
if we want to kill you, you'll be dead already.
you're
so
cool.
You'll be
Okay,
like
okay,
dead
cool.
again
I'm
already.
cool.
I would not
I'm s-
raise my hand against my ancestor.
Nice. I'm still hip with the kids. He does a little fist bump.
I'll fist bump him. It's like just a
Oh,
weak fist
thanks.
bump.
Dab it up.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Starting to get a terrible
He
vision.
just looks at this and is just like, oh god.
Oh my
I am so
God.
glad that these old traditions didn't last long.
Yeah. So as you do spend the night and try and kind of like, recenter yourselves, finish your rest. Just to kind of move things to a little bit, I'll say you do pack things up. You grab the moose head as proof, and you do return back to
Town.
Lonely Wood.
Nice.
We can't exactly take the mummy into town, though.
Nope.
The
No,
mummy
he'll
is going to
stay
stay
here.
in the tomb.
Yeah, he'll stay
Yeah.
here.
He's going to make the tomb his home. And honestly, if you ever want to talk with him,
Just
then
go back.
he'll probably just be around to answer questions. Because honestly, you still have some time in Lonely Wood. You've got to get your reward. You've got some unfortunate news to go and tell Tally.
Ooh.
Yep.
And but you will have time to talk with Sahnar and get some more information, hopefully.
Well, so we're back. on
So my question is, who is bringing the reward in, or sorry, the moose in to collect the reward?
Well,
and
I will.
Who?
Yeah,
Yep, makes
Brandon
sense.
will probably-
Brandon, you're taking care of that.
Yeah.
And who is going to talk to Tally?
I will.
Yeah, I will talk. To
I'll go with Eden.
I'll talk to the. I'll go with Brandon to talk to the town speaker. Well, was it town speaker or whatever? Yeah.
Yeah, town
Yep.
speaker Nimsy. Yeah.
So you two will deal with Tally.
Okay. So Brandon, you bring the moose head. Nimsy is ecstatic. It's like, oh, blessed be the moose's head. Thank you so much, kind strangers. Yes, here's your reward, and
Yep.
she hands you 100 gold pieces, which you can split 4 ways, so everybody gets 25 gold pieces.
Got it.
Dub.
And you will get 2 hasty sugar bombs, as she
Nice.
offered as a.
Yay!
So you will get. I think I've added that into the magic item so everyone can see
Yeah.
how it works. But basically, bonus action plus 5 speed for an hour.
Was it
So
two
pretty-
each or just two?
So you just got 2,
Okay.
and they're one use, obviously.
Yeah, you can bite it. Sugar bomb.
Yeah, and I'm not giving you an infinite resource of plus 5 movement.
Aww.
Mister blows up every boss.
Well, I'll take one, I guess.
Yeah, maybe one for Brandon, one for
Yeah.
Ragnar, if that makes
I'll
sense.
just grab one.
Yeah.
So
So
as you are
it's,
collecting.
Sugar,
yes.
what now?
Hasty sugar bombs. It
Yeah.
should be under
It's
magic,
magic
items
item.
if
It's
you
under
check.
magic item.
Yeah. So
Hasty
you can take a look
sugar
at that
bomb.
later. But as you kind of wrap that up, Eden and Brie walk towards Tally, who is on the dock side right now.
Okay, so I'm thinking. Go up there, say, "Hey, what do you think of your mom? How would you feel about like
Oh
if
my
your mom was
God.
actually not entirely dead?"
I blinked
is, but
so
like-
many times. I put my hand on Eden's shoulder and I'm just like, you did so well with me.
No, I didn't. I barely said anything.
Oh my god. This is so good.
Maybe that was the better response.
I kind of just look towards Eden actually. Like Brie kind of looks a bit like amused. Just it says like, I expected that you would be sort of better at emotional communication than I am.
How stunted are you?
I literally last night was the first time I cried in years.
Okay, you're
And
you're
decades.
pretty stunted. Yeah, no, I should technically be better at it, but like I grew up among guys, and they're not exactly the most forthcoming with their emotions.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah,
Tally-
guys tend to not say what they want to say out loud. It's really
Tally!
weird. Hey,
Hi, Tally.
how's it going?
Nice.
Actually, Tally, we need to talk about something with you, and it's really important.
Oh, okay.
I look anywhere. Is there like a chair?
Yeah, there's a
Sit
place.
on?
There's a private place where you could sit down and have this conversation.
Yeah.
It's easily available.
So Brie kind of just then says, well, Tali, remember when you told us about your past and your mother?
Yeah. I remember.
And I just say
Did-
like, oh, go ahead.
Your mom was looking for your brother, right?
She kind of looks at you, and it also she's actually pretty emotionally intelligent, so she kind of reads the room and realizes this is something very serious, and goes, "Yes, she went into the woods looking for him and never came back.
Did you live near here?
At one point, I did. Yes."
Did you look
Well,
for her in these woods?
She's kind of like fiddling with her fingers and her thumbs, and she's like, "I'm kind of scared to ask where this is going, but yeah, I used to live here, and this was the last place anyone saw her."
well, Tally, we've found your mother. Most likely.
Is she some sort of sorry if I don't get this right, an apparition, a ghost?
Wow, you're so smart.
You are really you're
I don't
smart.
know.
Yeah, she did appear to us as a ghost, still seemingly locked in the time or locked in an experience of finding your brother. It seems
And
like she's
she
been like that for ever since.
Sorry, we couldn't exactly. We tried um
she
telling her.
it's interesting you say that, as she kind of like looks at her journal and kind of looks at something that's tucked inside. She kind of closes it and says, "I do know some things about ghosts and stuff like that. If she ever wants peace, I'm gonna have to talk to her, I think." And
Most likely, yes.
she does say, "Look, you guys have shown so much bravery time and time again. I need to do this. I'm scared, but I need to do this."
You
I
don't have
get
to
the
do it
sense that
alone.
somebody needs to escort this person.
Probably the
Yep.
party. This will be probably the whole party.
Hmm.
So, but Tally just say, "I'm okay. I'm ready whenever you guys are."
Hmm. I kind of look towards Tally, by the way. I just do say that. How'd you feel about your mother?
She kind of holds her journal and she says, "I think that's for me and her to talk about."
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Hmm.
I just say that, well, I
You
hope
do.
that you do.
I will say this, Brie. You no insight were check required. You do get the sense she has a little bit of a conflicted feeling over her mother.
Okay, that's probably like what I just wanted to know, and I think like what
Yes.
Brie kind of wanted to hone in on. Just say like, take it from someone that has had a child.
Mhm.
We'll make many mistakes. Parents do, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But she loves you. That's not the question.
She kind of nods, and as she kind of gets ready to walk towards the woods with you guys, she does say, "Eden, do you mind if I hold your hand?"
Of course.
Okay. She kind of grabs your hand. And I'll say, for the purposes of this, Ragnar, Brandon, you return. You get the basic gist of the situation.
Okay.
And you enter the woods.
Yep.
No tracking required. You do find her. And there is no combat at this time. Brandon, I'm assuming you still are on guard during this whole transaction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brandon.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Brandon is not good with these touchy-feely emotional things.
Yeah, it's like, man, there's been so much of that this session, and Brandon's like, God damn it, get me away.
Yes, take me back to my to my bison so I can deal with them. They don't deal with this drama.
Yeah, there's no emotional drama with Bison. But as you make your way into the woods, escorting Tally, you do find the banshee-like form of Tally's mother.
Okay, what did it? How did
She
it go?
walks over calmly. The form is kind of like on the ground, digging in the snow. Tally's mother kind of just glances towards her and just simply kind of mutters, "Why are you here? Are you real? No. Just another lie." Tally says, "Mom, it's me. I brought you something." Tally brings out a small clover. "You said it would bring me luck, that even when things were at their worst, that it would keep me safe." See Tally's mother pause. "I wanted to throw it away, but I kept it. When you left, I was mad. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. And Dad kept thinking about getting you to come back. It's all he talked about. It's like he forgot he had a daughter. And so I wanted to pretend I didn't have a mom or a brother. I thought it would help." There's a long, lingering pause. "It took me a long time to see that pretending problems didn't exist wasn't the right thing to do. I know you're in pain, and I miss Tommy every day, but he wouldn't want you to suffer like this. You need to find peace." And you see Tally's mom begin to cry, a wail, not harming anyone, but somber and sad. Tally goes in for a hug and says, "I'm so sorry, Mom. Brie taught me a lot about the importance of life, and she reminded me that you love me and I love you, and I don't want you to drown in the death of Tommy. Be proud of the love and the happiness you gave him." You see Tally's mom begin to calm, and she hugs her daughter. This sense of relief and acceptance washes over the both of them. Lisa, Tally's mother, wipes the tears from her daughter's eyes. "You've grown so strong, stronger than I ever could be. I'm so very proud of you." There is a pause, and as her skin begins to crack and break, a relief comes over the party as you see the signs that she is moving on from this plane. This conversation having the intended effect. But before that happens, Lisa will look at Brie. "I'm glad she made her way to you. I've heard so much about you. You're so much more than I thought you'd be. You'll take good care of her. After all, she is your blood."
Huh?
She will then fade in a mixture of dust and snow, finally put to rest. And
Wait,
in
what?
that moment, Brie, as you see in the eyes of Tally, in this just brief moment, something finally clicks, and you see the similar eyes of your son.
What?
What? What the fuck? Wait,
And
what
then-
the fuck?
Fuck!
And then in
Oh
that
my
moment,
god, wait, my descent. Wait, I met my ancestor, now I
And
met
then
my
you have your
descendant.
you
Whoa.
met it seems like Tally has been revealed to be your granddaughter.
Wait, what's her last name?
She never said.
She never said.
I asked her like, "What's your last name, Tally?"
I've just gone by Tally Summerfield, but that's my mom's name. I don't know. My dad wouldn't tell me his last name.
What was your dad's name?
He said he wouldn't tell. She already said
Like
he wouldn't
not
tell her.
like last name?
Yeah.
or like
His
just
last
My first name.
his first
His
name
first
is
name.
his first name is Killian.
Oh my. Yeah.
I look at her and I just say, well, well, I guess that
I-
means I'm your grand. Wait, I'm trying to count the generations. Give me my
You would
grandmother?
be grandmother, correct?
Yeah.
Huh?
And as you
just-
both sit in the snow with this realization and this general change in dynamic, that is where we're gonna end today's session.
What the hell?
What the hell are you doing to me? Wait, boss man, what the hell are you doing with me? You can't hit me with Cannis. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, she's of your blood. What the fuck? What the hell?
What the?
That's why I was like, I really, really need Justin to be here this session.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry. I fixed my.
I'm really
sensed it.
glad you showed up. I'm really glad you showed
I
up.
sensed it. There was a disturbance in the force.
I was like, I had been sitting on that reveal for a while, and there was also some hints too, because she talked about how her father only danced when he was drunk, and that she was never really allowed to dance.
Ooh.
And
Oh,
the other-
Killian!
and then the other big thing was in her speech, she talked about even those under an angry star can be fragile, and that's that was the rhyme that was passed down from your tribe.
What the?
I had it in my bio and I never knew. No way!
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's gonna go past him. That's okay. That's good. That's great.
That means that he'll be even more surprised. Then he'll be like, wait a minute, I did this.
Oh, that was a fantastic session. Well done, guys. That was great.
Can we go for
Thank you.
another 5 hours?
Yeah.
See, this is the great thing about me working bi-weekly is I get 2 weeks to like really get nitty-gritty into writing stuff, and this is great. It's great.
God, the thing
Yeah.
is, I think like Brie would be like happy, but also like, what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
That was the intent.
I'd be like, huh?
So it's like, hey, but you will. What's actually great, and maybe this is Brie can consider this. Brie can actually get a lot of information about her son.
Yippee!
Oh
So
man,
that'll
I'm gonna
be-
realize Killian became an alcoholic, and I'll feel really bad.
No.
There'll be a lot of stuff that will be revealed. Plus, next session, you will have the town to explore and possible maybe leads for new quests that you might be able to do.
We still
I
have
think there's a
one-
couple
one
interesting
quest
ones.
we haven't done. I really want to find the son of the innkeeper.
Yeah, that's another one. I will probably sprinkle the breadcrumbs for that if you want to explore it. I think there's going to be 2 other ones that I don't know if Ragnar might be like, okay, no, wait, we have to go check this thing out.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Wait, just to clarify, has Killian passed away already?
You don't know.
Uh,
All you know is that
What's the last time we heard? Did he just
the-
leave Talia?
These are questions to ask
later.
Tally next session.
Oh, I thought you mentioned. I thought you have mentioned it before. Okay,
So,
I have a lot of questions.
Actually, you are correct. She did mention that her father left, and part of the reason why her father left was because of the death of her of
Oh,
his
Killian,
wife.
you're gonna get an ass whooping. When I see you.
This is the exact dynamic I wanted. This is gonna be some fun, like deep, like family shenanigans. Oh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
If he has the gall to start another family, I swear to God.
Oh, but everyone did get. I love the interaction with Brandon and the frost-maiden. That was
that
great.
cinema.
Yeah, that was cinema. Holy shit.
Sweetheart, it was so good. It's criminal that you weren't there to see it.
Okay,
Ah,
I'll watch
that's
it on the
what-
recording. I'll
Yeah,
watch it on the
yeah,
recording.
watch the
Oh, it
recording.
was so
That's the
sick.
purpose of it.
And here's the good news. Everybody gets a spirit point.
Huge!
Because this is a big
I
moment.
have not.
for-
I have not spent a single spirit point yet. I've been saving.
You're just holding
Not
on.
gonna
You're,
hoarding on
you're gonna
to
be
it.
holding on to that for sure.
Well, you could always
Uh,
spend it, and when you do a respec, you can just do it anyway. So
I thought respecs were not like common to do though. Like
No.
you can't.
you
do
can.
respec often.
I apologize if I didn't explain this. You can respec.
yeah, when you
So-
get a new,
Oh!
yeah,
Yeah.
so don't hoard it. It's
Well,
not-
I should have been saving it then. I should have just been using it.
use it.
It's
Ah, that's okay.
You can use
that's
it
okay.
now.
it's all right.
You got-
Hey,
you got-
listen,
you
it,
got-
it makes sense now. I met my ancestor. I met
Yeah.
Cannis. So
Yeah, I was like, I really wanted to do like, dreams, and like we really delved into the characters and the motivations. I got a lot of new information about Ragnar. Ragnar is so fascinating to me. It's his motives and how he he sees things.
You know what?
Like that was
I'll
great.
I'll give you, like everyone, how I based
Mm.
off him. Actually, it's from Loki. It's from
Ah!
yes. So he is not afraid to use his charm to get to stuff he needs, but deep down he is a little bit like unsure. He is like fluid, and he wants to be strong, but that's not his goal. He wants to be strong is because he wants to figure himself out. So that's the part where he is. And with the scene, he actually kind of figures at least a bit. He doesn't want to be told. Like he hates being
Yes.
told. Yes.
Yes.
That's
that
his-
was something that I was
yes.
like that I was writing that and I was like, okay, I think you could do this. You could maybe you reach out for the
Yeah.
tall slender man's hand, maybe you reach for the frost-maiden's hand. But I was like, Robin's probably gonna pull something crazy, and there might be a third option that he goes for. So I better prepare for
Yeah.
that. So that was on
Yeah.
point. And the flashback with Eden, that was
Yeah,
great.
that was
I got a
really
lot of new context with like how she sees things.
Yeah, the
Oh
chapel.
man, this is
I
great.
wasn't expecting all that. I was like, wait a minute, is that a code? It feels like a code.
Yeah.
And I will actually, the one thing I did, this was a little bit of cleanup. I was supposed to mention that Viren did sneak that sending stone into your pocket last session, but I felt it was more appropriate to do it this session
Nice.
with the flashback and
Yay,
thing.
that's
So
sweet
there
of
you
him.
go. So yeah,
little boy.
but yeah. So next week, well, not next week, probably in 2 weeks from now. We'll plan out. You'll have the town to explore. You'll have a couple quest threads that you can consider. Brie's gonna have 2 people to talk to. Brie's got Sahnar to talk to,
Okay.
and obviously Tally. So lots of new information. But really well done, guys. Very wonderful session. So I do have to go though because I got some stuff got to get done. But great as always.
Great as always.
No problem. And if you guys have any more questions or anything like that, just feel free to send me DMs or stuff like that
Cool.
whenever you need.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
will do.
All right.
All right. Well, you take it easy, guys.
You too.
Bye.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye.